Hello Funflixers, welcome to another video. Today we're going on an exciting journey through time to explore the history of video games. From their humble beginnings in research labs to becoming a global, multi-billion-dollar industry, video games have evolved in astonishing ways. Let's discover how it all started and how we've gotten here. Early years and pioneers, 1950s to 1970s. Early experiments. In the 1950s, the first video games were developed as experiments in laboratories. One of the earliest examples was Tennis for Two, created by William Higginbotham in 1958, which was played on an oscilloscope. He designed this as an attraction for the open day at the Brookhaven National Laboratory, aiming to show that science and technology could be fun and accessible to the general public. The game displayed a side view of a tennis court. The ball moved back and forth over the net, and players could adjust the angle of their shots to return the ball. The graphics were simple, with the ball and net represented by lines and dots on the oscilloscope screen. While Higginbotham did not intend to create a new industry, Tennis for Two demonstrated the potential of interactive entertainment and laid the groundwork for future developments in the video game industry. In 1962, Space War, developed by Steve Russell at MIT, was one of the first computer games designed for the PDP-1 minicomputer. This game was groundbreaking for its simulation of gravity and space combat. This video game had a significant influence on the early development of video games, inspiring future designers and showcasing the potential of interactive digital entertainment. It inspired the creation of one of the first commercial arcade video games, Computer Space, 1971, developed by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney, who later founded Atari. First consoles. The Magnavox Odyssey, created by Ralph Baer, was the first home video game console, released in 1972. It came with simple games like ping pong and other sports, and used circuit cards to load different games. It was pioneering in allowing direct interaction with the television, which was revolutionary at the time. The console included a shooting game, Shooting Gallery, which used a light gun, marking the first use of such technology in a video game console. The golden age of arcades, 1970s to 1980s. Expansion of arcade games. Taito's Space Invaders revolutionized the arcade industry, starting the golden age of video games. This game introduced high-score mechanics and was so popular that it caused a coin shortage in Japan. Tomohiro Nishikado, a Japanese game designer, was the creator. Nishikado drew inspiration from various sources, including Star Wars, as well as other video games like Atari's Breakout. In Japan, the game is credited with creating the video game industry, while in the United States, it helped establish video games as a popular form of entertainment. The game was released by Taito in Japan in 1978 and later in the United States by Midway in 1979. Then came Pac-Man, released in 1980 by Namco. It became a cultural phenomenon, known for its character design and addictive gameplay. It's one of the most successful arcade games of all time. The original Japanese name of the game, Puckman, was changed to Pac-Man for the North American release to avoid arcade machine vandalism. The game has no definite ending, but progressively becomes more difficult as the player advances. Home consoles. In 1977, Atari released the Atari 2600, one of the first home consoles with interchangeable cartridges, bringing video games into households. It was launched with 9 games, some of the earliest titles that players could enjoy at home. Games like Space Invaders and Pitfall became big hits. The video game crash and its revival, 1980s. Video game crash of 1983. It was a severe and prolonged collapse of the video game industry in North America that occurred between 1983 and 1985. This event nearly destroyed the emerging home video game industry and had a lasting impact on its evolution. This crisis was due to market saturation and the low quality of many games, leading to a massive sales decline. Notable examples include the game E.T. the Extraterrestrial for Atari, which was a commercial failure, and the game Pac-Man, because its adaptation for the Atari 2600 was widely criticized for its poor quality and became a symbol of the crisis. The proliferation of low-quality games and numerous consoles on the market led consumers to lose confidence in video game products. Many video game companies closed or withdrew from the market, including major companies like Atari, which was sold and divided. Nintendo. It revitalized the industry with the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, in 1985, and iconic games like Super Mario Bros. Nintendo's strategy included strict quality control and the use of charismatic characters that became cultural icons. The success of the NES re-energized the industry, setting new standards and regaining consumer confidence. The NES was sold in various bundles that included popular games and accessories, such as the Action Set featuring Super Mario Bros. And the Zapper light gun for Duck Hunt. Evolution, 1990s to 2000s. 16-bit and 32-bit consoles. In 1990, Sega and Nintendo dominated the market with the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SENS. Graphics and gameplay significantly improved, with games like Sonic the Hedgehog and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Sony launched the PlayStation in 1994, revolutionizing the market with 3D graphics and a vast game library. It was the first console to sell over 100 million units. The PlayStation was initially conceived as a collaboration between Sony and Nintendo to create a CD-ROM peripheral for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES. However, the collaboration failed, leading Sony to develop its own video game console. Entry of Sony and Microsoft. The Xbox, launched by Microsoft on November 15, 2001 in North America, marked Microsoft's entry into the video game industry. Microsoft decided to enter the video game console market to compete with Sony, PlayStation 2, and Nintendo, GameCube. Their goal was to diversify operations beyond PC software. Some of the standout launch titles included Halo, Combat Evolved, which became a critical and franchise success for Xbox. The modern era 2000s. Modern consoles. The Wii, launched by Nintendo on November 19, 2006 in North America, revolutionized how we play video games. This console introduced the Wii Remote, a revolutionary controller that detected player movement and position in three-dimensional space. This allowed for a more interactive and physical gaming experience, moving away from traditional joysticks and buttons. In 2013, Sony and Microsoft released the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, focusing on high-definition graphics, online experiences, and subscription services like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold. Online and mobile gaming. Online and mobile gaming have grown exponentially, with titles like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Among Us capturing the attention of millions worldwide. Cloud gaming platforms like Google Stadia and Microsoft xCloud are also emerging, promising to change how games are distributed and consumed in the digital age. Google Stadia and Microsoft xCloud are cloud gaming services that allow players to access and play video games without the need for high-end gaming hardware. Both services represent a significant shift in how games are delivered and consumed in the digital era. Google Stadia was launched in November 2019 in several countries, offering a cloud gaming platform. Stadia allows users to play high-quality games on any device with a solid internet connection, without needing a console or powerful gaming PC. It uses Google servers to process and stream games directly to the player's device. xCloud was launched in September 2020 as part of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, initially on Android devices. Similar to Stadia, xCloud enables users to play Xbox games in the cloud on compatible devices, leveraging Microsoft's server infrastructure. Innovations. Virtual reality VR and augmented reality AR are opening new frontiers in interactivity and immersion, with devices like Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and PlayStation VR. Virtual reality, VR, is a technology that creates simulated three-dimensional environments that users can explore and interact with. This technology has evolved significantly in recent decades, transforming various industries and offering new forms of entertainment, education, and more. Esports have become a global phenomenon, with professional competitions attracting millions of viewers. These involve structured competitions with specific rules and formats, featuring professional players who often receive economic compensation for their skills and achievements. There is a wide range of games played in esports, including genres like real-time strategy, RTS, first-person shooters, FPS, fighting games, virtual sports, and turn-based strategy games, among others. And there you have it, a journey through the fascinating history of video games. From simple pixels on screens to immersive, globally connected worlds, video games have come a long way. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to FunFlix, and leave your comments below. See you in the next video.